is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. First things first, about 95% of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I'm going to need you to go ahead and drop a sub, drop a like, and drop a comment as well. It helps with the algorithm. Also, I noticed in my last couple of videos, the audio hasn't been loud enough, so I'll make sure to take care of that. All right, the prejudging for the 2021 Tampa Pro Men's Open has concluded, and I actually have two different sets of pictures because they don't really look the best in either, to be honest. Judging off this front double bicep, honestly, to me, Mo Shaban probably looks the best all the way to the left in the end. But I've noticed, particularly with Ian Valle, that these pictures honestly don't do justice. And going to the top four, Shaban and Song Cho Lee didn't make it. So we have Ian, Max Charles, Phil, and Charles Griffin. My eyes go to Charles Griffin almost instantly. I'm surprised that Phil is up this high. Very great physique though. His midsection just looks a little washed out, but other than that, pretty good. So this is looking like it's shaping up to be your top four. As I stated, these guys probably are way more conditioned in person because I've seen pictures of Ian. He looks way more conditioned in these pictures. But from the photos, Charles Griffin looks great to me. All right, and on to the front lat spread. Now, one of the first things that sticks out to me, of course, is Ian's lats, which are crazy, of course. I didn't speak about him as much in the front double because I expect Ian to do good in this show and honestly win. But Charles Griffin, he's really bringing it, and he stands out a lot to me. His tan and his oil is on, as well as his conditioning, and he just has so much muscle on his physique, man. I didn't honestly expect him to look this good at this show. So credit goes out to Charles Griffin. Mo Shaban looks pretty good. I don't know if he doesn't have enough size or he's just too short to stand with some of these guys, but I would definitely have him. He's probably going to be in field. I have him above So Chung Lee. So Chung Lee doesn't look as conditioned as I said I was worried about. But hopefully So Chung Lee is able to come in a little tighter tonight at the night show. And we're going to look at the top four from the lat spread. And Charles Griffin stands out to me, man. Phil Clahar has a great midsection as far as size, probably has the smallest waist. Ian probably has the biggest lats, and Max Charles just has a crazy X-frame. But my eyes are really drawn to Charles Griffin. I wonder, are we looking at an upset at this show? And from this four comparison, you'll see him on the outside, but from the top six comparison, Charles Griffin was on the inside. So, but Phil Clahar looks great. I didn't expect him to be this high, as I stated before. And on to the side chest pose. Now, for me, I think this is where Ian is probably going to shine a lot. His side shots are usually his best. You can see Ian and Charles fighting in the middle. And to me, honestly, probably third in this pose would be Mo Shaban. I can't really see his hamstring, and he's just at a bad angle. But, like, he looks pretty good. I think he's just getting outsized by these guys, honestly. But it's obvious that Ian and Charles are fighting for it in this pose. I take Ian, chest is thicker, and his leg also looks a little thicker than Charles. But as I stated, man, Charles is crazy, man. We may be looking at an upset. And we're going to look at the top four comparison in the side chest. And same thing, Ian's chest is too much for Charles in this pose, so I'm pretty sure Ian takes it. Ian's posing is a little different from normal. I wouldn't say it's bad, but he hits shots a little different than from what I've seen. But I definitely take Ian in his side chest pose. Side tricep pose, and kind of the same thing. You see Ian and Charles fighting in this pose. Shaban looks great to me, as I've stated before. Phil, I don't think he's all the way into the pose. He's kind of getting ripped off in this. But same thing from the side chest. I think this pretty much goes to Ian. I don't really like the way he actually holds his arm in this pose, but he looks good from the side. His chest looks crazy. He doesn't have the best tricep, but just the way he's hitting the pose, I think Ian pretty much takes the side tricep. And to the top four side tricep comparison, pretty much the same story. I think Ian wins the pose. Phil Clahar and Charles Griffin look great. You can't really see too much separation in Charles' leg in this pose. I don't think he's flexing it in it. But it's more of a classic representation of a side tricep where Ian is kind of hitting the typical bodybuilding side tricep besides the way he's holding his arms. So, and Max is like he has his arms a little bit too far back, maybe, or maybe he wasn't all the way into the pose. Who knows? But yeah, Ian takes the side tricep and the side chest, in my opinion. Now it gets interesting. On to the back shots. And as you can see immediately why the top four is the top four, Moshe Bun is getting outsized pretty bad, and Soul Chung Lee just doesn't have enough definition throughout the bottom of his back to stand with these guys. Max Charles also has pretty high lats. Once again, Ian Vayer and Charles Griffin fighting for it. And Ian backs looks thicker throughout the top. Charles Griffin's arms, the way his arms connect in to make his back double look a lot better. And looking at the top four comparison, you can see, yeah, Charles Griffin may honestly be winning this pose. I like Charles a lot in this pose. His tan and his oil is on, which does make a difference. I think Ian's tan could be a little better. But for the back double, I like Charles Griffin. On to the rear lat, and same story. Moshe Bun and Soul Chung Lee, they're just getting outsized and out-muscled by these guys. And my eyes are instantly drawn to Charles Griffin. He just has more definition throughout his entire back from top to bottom. Max Charles has crazy wide shoulders. And Ian looks good, but just not enough definition. But you guys have to keep into account that these are pictures, and I know for a fact that these athletes look better in person, especially Ian. His glutes are completely striated, which you're not really able to see here. You kind of can better in the top four comparison. But I think I'm going to go with Charles Griffin in a relay. I think Charles Griffin wins both of the back shots. I didn't think he would have the legs to stand with these guys, but he definitely does. They don't have him next to Ian in these comparisons. They have Phil Hart next to him. And Phil looks great, don't get me wrong, but I like Charles over him. Charles just, my eyes are drawn to Charles in almost every single pose. So I have Charles winning both back shots. And we are getting close to wrapping it up. We are at the most muscular. And once again, to me, it's Ian and Charles fighting for it. I'll probably take Ian in this pose because he looks aesthetic also while being somewhat of a mass monster. Phil Hart looks kind of narrow in this pose, and So Chung Lee, he just doesn't look in shape at all from these pictures. Hopefully he's in better shape in person. Shaban is just getting outsized, and honestly think Max would look better hitting a different most muscular than the Crab. But I would take Ian Vayer in this pose. I mean, yeah, I think I'd give it to Ian because Charles' midsection doesn't look as good, but Charles is huge. I haven't seen Ian hit his most muscular like this, but I really like it. So most muscular goes to Ian. And Max looks a lot better in his most muscular instead of hitting the Crab, in my opinion. And on to the last shot, the abs and thighs. And this is never a good pose for Ian. Phil Hart and Charles Griffin are leading the way. You can see more definition in Charles' midsection. And I think the reason Charles looks more impressive than Phil to me is just because he's a little shorter with more muscle, more compact. So, bodybuilding is just all about that illusion. So Charles just being smaller and compact just looks amazing and freaky. But Phil does have a smaller midsection, and that will probably be the only knock on Charles. He doesn't have a bad midsection. It's just kind of thick. So going through the photos and looking at this, I think Ian is going to win this show. Charles Griffin probably second. Charles Griffin can definitely win this show. Definitely. But I'm almost 100% sure Ian or Charles is going to win this show. If it's anyone other than Ian and Charles, I'll be highly surprised. Even with me being a fan of Ian, I'm very surprised by Charles Griffin. I had him in 5th in my prediction video, and now I'm saying he can win the show. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Once the prejudging wraps up, I'll probably drop another video early tomorrow. I may be able to get it out tonight and let you guys know who actually won the show. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment. It helps with the algorithm. Hey, man, I'm out.